Hey guys, I'm Anthony, and this could be your job.
Downtown Hastings, Nebraska, full of coffee stops and boutique shops. You're never far from great food and movies too. Downtown may be great for a Saturday date night, but it's also home to one of the Midwest's leading manufacturing companies.
That's right, they make rubber.
Since 1961, Bruckman Rubber Company has been producing thousands of rubber parts and compounds used by hundreds of companies and products around the world. And it's all done right here in downtown Hastings.
And it all starts right here with the making of the rubber, or compounding as they call it. I'm here with Brian. He's going to show me how this process is done, and I'm going to see if I can get my hands dirty. How are we doing, Brian?
Good. How are you?
Good. So what are we doing here today?
Well, we're going to make a batch of rubber. Every batch of rubber starts with a list of ingredients.
What do we got on the table here?
On the table here, we have a base rubber,
okay,
a processing oil. We have buckets of carbon black for the hardness, a bag of filler, and we have our cure chemicals.
And what's this process look like?
This is our internal mixer. This is essentially a bread mixer. We add our chemicals into it, we set the time frame of it, it mixes it all together and dumps it out the other side.
So your job is like you're just a chef of rubber?
That's all I do.
Awesome. Well, let's get started.
All right.
Every day, Bruckman Rubber makes thousands of different rubber parts. They use almost 3,000 pounds of rubber per day.
And what kind of rubber are we making here?
We're making a base rubber for irrigation gasket.
So this would be something that you'd see on pivot or something out in a farm?
Yep. Anytime you go out and see a crop of corn, you can think of this rubber.
This rubber's there?
This rubber's there.
So is it always black, or can you have colored rubber?
Actually, we make all colors of rubber.
So basically it's just like a kid adding food coloring to the batter before it goes in the oven?
Whatever color cookies you want, we can do it.
Nice.
The facility runs 24 hours, so workers take shifts to make sure that the rubber making process never slows down.
Our shift work, we run 3 8-hour shifts. I give assignments and then they go to work.
On an average shift, Brian makes almost 1 ton of rubber. Some of the job benefits are full medical, paid holiday and vacations, and insurance.
Perfect.
So now she's baked?
She's baked.
Now you gotta roll her out?
Cookies are done.
Cookies are done.
With a high school education and some training, employees doing Brian's job can make between $15 and $20 per hour.
So now that rubber's in that yellow tub?
Yep.
And you're gonna squeeze it through?
Squeeze it through these rollers.
Who'd have thought baking and rubber have so much in common? So you hand them to me?
I can hand them to you.
Take it you don't want to get your fingers in there?
You do not.
Kind of feels like hard Play-Doh. Something that you could mold still, it's still warm, but I'm guessing once it sets it gets really nice and hard. Smells like dirt. And of course Brian gets the easy part, cutting it off. I have to stack them. But then again, it is my first day, so. I just think it's cool that every single thing that you're touching right now goes into some product that is seen, local, around the world, whatever. You're having an impact on people's businesses.
I like to brag a little bit, but we're almost global.
Yeah.
For as small as we are.
Small Hastings company with global reach.
After a long shift with Brian, my arms were flubbered, but the process was still on the move, and so was I.
So it goes from slabs, then they turn it down to strips, and apparently these are going to become gaskets that you see on all those irrigation pivots. Really cool. But one thing that's unique to this company is that they do everything from the rubber making process to the shipping right here in-house. So let's find out how it goes from this to what it's actually going to be.
Once the rubber is made, it's pressed into molds and shaped the products. These molds are either sent to Bruckman from a company or they're designed here at the tool shop. Each individual product has its own custom mold.
All right, so now I'm in the tool shop and I'm here with Travis, and Travis is a What do you do, Travis?
I'm a tool maker. I make molds for rubber parts. We'll take a design that is brought in, put into our CAD/CAM system, and then we'll program these mills, have it cut the steel, and make our profiles of everything that we're needing.
So the parts that you guys make go into the machines that actually form the rubber?
Yes.
So you guys are kind of the important tool of actual realizing what these parts are going to be?
Yeah, very foremost step actually.
And so you using like Microsoft Paint, or what are you using?
No, we're using SolidWorks. It's a little more in depth.
Travis learned the skills he uses every day by receiving his degree from Hastings' own Central Community College.
I actually went out to CCC and got a degree in advanced manufacturing with an emphasis in mold making.
Very cool. So talk me through the steps. So first is
design,
okay.
Then we'll bring that in and we'll do programming. So the computer will know where the cutter's going to cut the steel away and form what is needed to create a mold.
So mold making, what's on the docket today? Can we get started?
Yeah, let's go check it out.
All right.
Here at the tool shop, the team makes sure everything is designed, placed, and cut to exact specifications.
So when they told me I was going to be in mold making, I thought it might have something to do with like working with some steel, but apparently my job is to just clean these parts because that's all I'm, qualified to do. Let's look around on this thing. Maybe I shouldn't be touching this.
No, that's fine. I saved it.
I mean, I figured steel would have some weight to it, but just this little mold right here, I'm guessing weighs 30 pounds. It'd be a good workout, moving these around all day. All right, so we got rubber and we got the design molds used to form the rubber, so now let's go see how these parts become products.
Here at Bruckman Rubber, they have 3 types of molding operations: injection, compression, and transfer molding. Each is responsible for making different rubber products.
Okay, so right now I'm cutting mold loads for a compression press. Every time the material comes over and basically slabs like this down here, and I have to process the material, get it to the right mold load weight to get it ready to put in the pot and make parts.
What I made over in compounding is what you're cutting up here now?
Yes, sir.
And go into making parts?
Yep, they make batches over there, put it on a pallet or on a rack, and we bring it over here. And when it's a compression press, we have to process it somehow, which means cut it to length or cut it to weight, etc., etc., etc. So
cool.
So the press has come open. It's ready to be unloaded. Got to get the flash pad out first. This is excess. Every time we mold parts, there's always going to be some excess. Hit the button again. Nice thing about the new presses is they do all the work for you.
That's right.
Bruckman Rubber offers the employees the opportunity to work their way up in the company.
So what is your actual job title?
I'm day shift supervisor.
And have you always been day shift supervisor, or how did you get to that position?
I started out in compression molding and worked for about 3 years before they made me supervisor. My life was in disarray. I actually got out of federal prison and was in the halfway house over here, and they gave me an opportunity in the beginning, so I've been a hard worker and been at it ever since, and it's treated me well, and I've appreciated that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They also offer apprenticeships to workers who may want to forego the college route.
So we made our rubber, then we figured out how the molds are made. We put the rubber in the molds, and now we have parts. But before they can be shipped out to the customers, they got to be trimmed, and that's next.
At the trimming station, employees visually examine the parts for defects. They trim rubber parts using various tools and methods. In the trimming department, starting wages range from above $12 to over $14 an hour.
Once the parts are molded and trimmed, they're deflashed and inspected. Once they pass all the requirements, they are loaded up onto trucks and sent out to the customers.
There are over 65 employees working around the clock at Bruckman Rubber, and the company makes everything from irrigation gaskets to plungers to playground surfaces you remember as a little kid. They have jobs in sales, inspection, and management as well. Everyone works together to make high-quality products with top-notch service in a timely manner.
Well, that ends my day here at Bruckman Rubber Company right here in downtown Hastings. I just didn't know how much all goes into making rubber parts. This place is massive. They literally have a job for everything and everyone. And if you're lucky, this could be your job.